Internet. I'm Kill2. I'm here with Darius Johnson. We're watching the amazing EVE Online Alliance tournament, and on the left in this match we have the Godfathers. They are fighting CVA in blue on the right. Godfathers have brought a Balgorn, an Abaddon Harbinger, a Guardian, 3 Purifiers, and 3 Hounds.
And for CVA we have 2 Balgorns, 2 Abaddons, and a Neros, 2 Cormorants, 3 Thrashers.
These setups are both a little atypical, both interesting, and really interesting fielded against each other. We haven't seen really anything like this. The 2 Balgorns, 2 Abaddon thing is definitely new. And having 6 bombers is a little unusual. One of my initial reactions is, why is CVA using an Oneros instead of a Guardian? Another thing I'm curious about is the effect that the destroyers will have. A lot of E-War and some damage output potential there, possibly able to put pressure on the bombers. Definitely going to be an interesting match.
And always an interesting question is, will they deploy bombs, and will they know what they're doing with them when they do?
Yeah, bombs could definitely have a huge impact on this match. At least they could take out a lot of the Frigs if the Frigs don't know what they're doing. CVA has put the battleships pretty close to the beacon, 20 or 30k probably, and they put their destroyer fleet and their Oneros further back, which is good for them in terms of the bombs. And the Godfathers guys have put their battleships and their battle cruiser close to the beacon, with the rest of their support a little further behind. They've come in at angles, so it's not the maximum possible range for all those ships, but definitely a little ground to cover.
Where are the bombers? I can't see.
Bombers down here.
Excellent.
Darius, yeah. A lot of Balgorns showing up. It'll be, I don't know, it's interesting having all these Abaddons. It'll be really bad news if the Abaddons are able to get within range of the stealth bombers. I talk sometimes about how Alpha is kind of an annoying topic to me because I feel like it's overemphasized, but in this match it could actually make a really big difference if the Abaddons get in range and they're able to punch through the armor of the bombers. The logistics ship may become kind of a non-factor, which would be really game-changing. So match is underway. Bombs are in the air, headed straight for that battleship cluster for CVA. So these are definitely going to hit. I don't know how much difference it's going to make in the long run. Wow. Wow.
Yes, it looks like all 6 hit varying targets. We have an Abaddon in now 25% armor. The other Abaddon went... All 4 of the battleships went into armor. 2 Balgorns down into about 25% armor. 1 Abaddon was hurt tremendously with 25% armor left. The second Abaddon with only 5% done. It looks like CVA have gone directly for the Guardian on the opposing team.
To my surprise, it does look like the CVA Oneros is able to run his remote rep. I would have thought Damps would have kept him from locking. The first Abaddon for CVA hurting really bad, but at the same time, the Godfather's Guardian not doing so well either. Both teams applying tons of damage. That Guardian's definitely going to go down. That's a big loss for the Godfathers.
Yeah, losing your logistics ship, very important. They tend to be the cornerstone of almost any setup. The first Abaddon on the CVA side has gone down. You'll notice that those 4 battleships who took all the damage from the bombs haven't recovered pretty much in any way from it. You do see CVA now targeting one of those bombers. There's some damage spread out against the Godfather's team, but trading an Abaddon for a stealth bomber isn't going to do you much good in the long run.
Oh, this is crazy. They really need to get some bombers, more bombers down. Fielding 4 battleships against 6 bombers is not really where you want to be. This Harb going down, though, for Godfathers instead of bombers. Bombers probably out of range. One crazy thing I saw in this match, one of the CVA Balgorns, at least, micro warp driving and running a smart bomb. He was running like 600 meters a second towards the Godfather's team with the smart bomb running. That's a little atypical. There goes a Hound. And this Harp about to go down as well. At the same time, CVA Abaddon in structure. So this match really, really close still.
Yeah, and it's nice and bloody and interesting, which is something that I love. The Abaddon goes down on the CVA side. We have a Harbinger on the Godfather side now at about 30% structure. I thought it was going to explode, which is why you heard me stutter, but instead they lost a bomber.
Wow, yeah, only 3 bombers left for the Godfathers. This Harb about to drop. CVA frigates not really contributing in any way, as far as I can tell, to this match. I mean, they're contributing E-War. They're running Dampeners, I assume. Tracking disruptors, if they're lucky, that would be really what they'd want. Probably dampeners, though, and some kind of maybe remote sensor boosters. Wow, another bomber down. 2 more bombers down, and the last purifier took at least 1 volley, so I assume he'll go down as well. There he goes. Only 2 ships left. Jeez.
Yeah.
CVA, another underdog in my opinion anyway, really showing up in this fight.
Yeah, we were in a situation where at the beginning of the fight, the Godfathers, at least with their initial bomb volley, looked really, really good. But CVA showing kind of the importance of being able to think on your feet and react to a particular situation. I'm sure starting off with all of their battleships into armor was not where they planned to be when they had put this together.
Wow. I'm surprised this Balgorn, the CVA Balgorn, still hurting, even though it has the Oneros here. There shouldn't really be, I don't know, I guess there's newts possibly on that Oneros, but they should be able to keep this Balgorn up and win the match. It looks like the Godfather's Balgorn is going to be the next target. I would think that whatever E-War they have on the CVA destroyers would be enough to turn the match right now. If I mean, this CVA Balgorn is webbed, so it's not like he can get away very quickly. But if they could damp these Godfather's battleships down and just get outside of targeting range, they should be able to kill him easily with the 2 Balgorns. It looks like they won't necessarily need to. They're holding on to that first Balgorn that's in low armor. Even though they're just barely holding on. And the first Balgorn, the only Balgorn for Godfather, is now at about the same HP level.
Have you been able to see the Oneros?
Well, I could see it if you want.
Well,
let's look. Let's have a look.
That's what I'm looking at.
There he is. And it looks like he is too far away from the fight to be being neuted, which isn't surprising, and is applying remote reps. And it looks like those are enough to pull the armor back. Even though only slowly. I mean, I just think a Guardian is better in this setup. I'm surprised they went with the Oneros. That Balgorn for Godfather is definitely going to go down. It looks like CVA are going to have no problem finishing this matchup.
Not one bit. All they need to do is finish up this final Abaddon. I'm actually surprised. I would have thought the Oneros would have contributed more.
I mean, there was a lot of damage initially, at least. He definitely didn't have the amount of rep he needed to contend with the amount of damage Godfathers have early on. There goes 1 destroyer for CVA, kind of random. No reason for that to happen. But I am surprised as the match kind of moved forward and we got down to only a couple shifts left on the Godfather side that the CVA Oneros wasn't able to handle the incoming damage. The Abaddon killed another destroyer. Why are these destroyers getting killed? I mean, I suppose it doesn't matter, but like, really? Just orbit. It's not that difficult to keep from getting killed by an Abaddon.
Maybe they're suicide destroyers.
Yeah, well, there they go. There's another one going down.
Banzai.
What? Yeah, the Abaddon is like sniping them from pretty far away too. They're like orbiting at the exact range where they're easy to track, but not far enough away to not get hit, which is definitely not the place you want to hang out. As they're discovering one volley at a time.
The spaceship equivalent of slapping them in the face with a fish.
I guess. So, this last Abaddon, regardless of his valiant effort to destroy the remaining CVA ships, is going to die. So CVA moving on with Agony Empire, another underdog, moving to the round of 16 in Alliance Tournament 8. And we will go back to Soundwave.